Hey guys, it's Vanessa from Building a Hopeful Homestead channel. Today I am working on some things around the house as well as showing you what I cooked for my pantry challenge. It is January 2nd. I am making what my kids call pizza beans for dinner. I am adding olive oil to this skillet and one whole azure onion. The onion was rather large. This meal is great for using those pantry staples that you stock up on in your food storage, such as dried beans. Here I'm adding 2 tablespoons of minced garlic to the pot, as well as a teaspoon of Redmond's real salt. I soaked some white cannellini beans in water for about 2 days. I wasn't intending on doing that, it just kind of worked out that way. I used 2 cups of cannellini beans and I rinsed them thoroughly before I soaked them. This is some azure spaghetti seasoning. I added about 3 tablespoons of this to the cup here on the counter, as well as a tablespoon of thyme. I'm going to add that into my recipe later. This is just me putting away my spaghetti seasoning into long-term storage containers. This is just a leftover spaghetti sauce jar that I had. And the next jar that I'm going to use is a leftover kimchi jar. I feel like it's really important to use what you have and not always go out and buy the cute little jars that you can find at the store, because there's nothing wrong with the jars that you get when you buy spaghetti sauce. Since I used 2 jars and only have 1 label from the bag, I am cutting out the label and taping it onto one. And then I use a Sharpie to write onto the other one what's in that jar so that I can always know what's in my food storage. To the skillet, after these have sauteed, I am adding 28-ounce can of fire roasted tomatoes. Whichever brand that you like is the brand you should use. I don't always buy organic, but sometimes I do. I do prefer it, but today I'm just using what I had in my cupboard. This is a bag of sun-dried olive oil marinated tomatoes that I got from Costco. I had used some that was in the bag, so I just used the rest of the bag and dumped it in. I don't have an exact measurement, I'm sorry, but this really added a depth of flavor to this dish, and my kids really said that it tasted just like pizza. Now I'm adding that seasoning that I just showed you, and I'm going to stir it all in and let it come to a simmer. I boiled my cannellini beans all day, so they're nice and cooked. I drained them for a while in the sink, and now I'm going to add them to this pan and stir everything in together and make sure it's all incorporated and heated through very well. Next, I'm going to start adding the cheese. This is half of a cup of Parmesan cheese. It's grated, maybe a little bit more than half a cup. I'm going to stir this in and incorporate it with the entire dish. I'm trying not to break up the beans. That's why I'm stirring it in such an odd way. And we will add more cheese after this. Now I've decided that this pan is too small and I want to spread out this mixture over a larger surface so that there's more cheese to bean ratio when I serve it to my children, so that they're more likely to eat it. So I got out a 9x12 baking dish, and I am also going to use the skillet that's on the stove as well, and just evenly spreading this out into a nice 1.5 inch layer in each pan. Now I'm going to add this raw white cheddar cheese that I got from Azure. I shredded it, and now I'm going to add a nice layer of it all over the top of this. You can also use Fontina cheese. I just used what I had. I had a big block of raw white cheddar cheese, so that's what I used. And I'm also sprinkling on top some red pepper flakes. It really helps bring out that pizza flavor in this dish. You can spread the cheese as liberally or as thinly as you like. Because I'm serving it for my children, I decided to use a lot of cheese because kids like cheese. After I added my raw white cheddar, I also added a layer of shaved Parmesan to the top of the casseroles. The next and final step is to dab some marinara sauce all over the top of each casserole. I don't put a lot of this on, but I do use a little bit just to make sure it has that pizza flavor. I then put it into my oven at 400 degrees and bake for 20 minutes, and it comes out golden brown and bubbly and delicious. After I got the casseroles in the oven, I decided to scrub the top of my stove with steel wool with some Dawn dish soap on it, and I'm just scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing the top of my stove all over the place to get all that dried on, cooked on grease. After I do that, I take a wet paper towel and I wipe everything down, and then I get a dry paper towel and go back over everything and make sure everything is sparkling and shining and clean. I made some meal lists for what's in the refrigerator and freezer upstairs to go ahead and use up everything up there. This is the list. There's chicken and dumplings, mahi-mahi, canned butter beans and broccoli, fish cake soup, and soybean paste soup, chicken soup, cornbread and hot dogs, parsnips, turkey, kimchi stew, rice, egg rolls, leftovers. For breakfast, I have Ezekiel bread and muffins, yogurt, applesauce, hummus, and chips. For lunches, lots of different things to choose from. I find that making these lists helps me keep on track, helps keep me grounded so that I know what to make on which day and what I have in my refrigerator. Here I am going through my canned vegetable pantry. It has been a while, almost a year, so I wanted to pull everything out and see what I had in there and really sort out what was about to expire and what had already expired and what was still good to keep in the pantry. I also just honestly wanted to see what I have because these pantries are so long and they go way back, so I had actually forgotten that I had quite a few things that were in that pantry space. So every once in a while it's good for me to pull things out and see what I have to keep track of what I need to buy and what I don't. But we're doing the pantry challenge now, so I'm not buying anything. We'll just use all of this up and work with what we have. So here I finished sorting everything. These are expired cans to my left here. I'm going to toss these away right quick, and then I'm going to start putting away the other items back into the pantry that are good for the next year or two. If you see that stack of cans there next to my feet, those are cans that are expired or about to be expired, but are still okay to eat. So those are going to be eaten first. Here are the pizza beans all ready to pull out of the oven. I think I may have baked them a tad too long, but it didn't affect the flavor at all. The kids ate them up like they were real pizza. So that was a plus. It was a hit with all of my kids, and I will make them again. It used a very common pantry staple, beans, and I feel like it was healthier to serve to my children. Well, you're having dried cherries and applesauce. You also had one of these apple cakes earlier from Boksu. We have left over from Christmas.
Mom,
is it tasty?
I didn't get them though.
No, you can only have one. You need to eat some healthier things. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good choice. This morning I have a few chores to take care of. I've already folded a load of laundry and put it away. Now I am putting away these dishes after getting Henry some breakfast and taking the kids to school. After this, I think I will work on putting away Christmas decorations. Tonight we're having these two almost expired, just expired cans of green beans. And when I was organizing the cabinet the other day, which was yesterday, this fell out and busted open. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to make two of these sides for dinner tonight, so it's not wasted. And then I pulled out some Italian seasoned chicken breast to go with it. I don't know if you see this. I always buy, if I can, my meat when it's on the manager special, which means it's just about to expire from being sold in the store, like the last sell date, but it's not expired. They just need to get out of the store and put in fresh meat. I usually do that, and what I do is I grab it, because this is the fresh, this wasn't frozen in the store, so I grab it and I bring it home and I throw it in the deep freeze, and then it's frozen in time and it doesn't go bad. So that's how I stock up on meat without breaking the bank. These are a more expensive type, boneless, skinless, 99% fat-free, individually wrapped, already seasoned for me, and usually I can't really put that kind of thing in the budget, but because it was on the manager's special, I could. So I got 3 of those. I have 2 more in the freezer up here. Because this broke open, I'm just going to go ahead and go with this meal for tonight. This morning I am intermittent fasting again, so I will be drinking water until I can't stand it anymore. And then I will start the day with a protein shake. So this morning I need to occupy myself, and to do that we are going to put away the Christmas decorations. Intermittent fasting is like a new thing to me. I started it at the beginning of December because I wanted to maintain my weight throughout the holiday season, and still eat a few yummy things. So I was able to do that, and I even lost 6 pounds at the same time. So I was fasting, but I was also indulging. So it really leveled things out. So going into the new year, because everybody wants to lose weight in the new year, I am going to continue this. I have lost 35 pounds already, and I'm just continuing it because I still don't feel good at this weight. I want to lose a little bit more. So that's why I'm intermittent fasting during this pantry challenge. And because I'm doing the pantry challenge, I kind of have to tell you about it. So that's why I'm explaining about it. But right now I'm going to start putting away the holiday decorations. And here I am putting away holiday decorations. That's an ornament from my childhood I wanted to show you guys. Henry's watching Hudson's Playground on the television. It's a wholesome channel on YouTube that I let him watch sometimes when I am busy. And as you can see right now, I am very busy, and it would be much more boring for him to help me put away holiday decorations. He'd rather watch that because it's one of his favorite things to do. It's his favorite shows, so that's fine with me if he's happy and he's being wholesomely entertained by a good YouTube channel. It may seem like I'm in a hurry to put these decorations away. It's like, only January 2nd or 3rd, but quite a few have been broken this year by a certain toddler. So that's also a reason why I have him over there watching his favorite show while I'm doing this, is because he has the best of intentions, but sometimes it doesn't work out that great. These are 2 decorations that I wanted to show you. They're my favorite. They are super cute, and I wanted to show you because I thought you might like them too. But yeah, that's why I'm putting away the decorations a little bit early this year. Usually I leave them out a week or 2, maybe 3 after Christmas, but this year they are going to be put away because I have lost many, and some of them are my grandmother's old decorations, and I can't deal with them being broken or any more of them being broken, so I'm putting them away as carefully as I can and to keep them safe for next year when he's a little bit older. I was putting away the bulbs on the green wire, and I noticed that I'm missing bulbs. So I guess someone felt the need to come steal some of my bulbs. That's okay. If they needed them, they can have them. It's just something that kind of happens around here sometimes. None of the bulbs broke, so that's just my conclusion. If I'm wrong, awesome. I noticed when I was at Target that they had extra bulbs for this set for sale this year anyway, so hopefully they'll have those for sale next year so I can just go pick up a few. I went to Target the other day and there were no bulbs or hardly any Christmas things left at all. So I can't buy them this year, but I might be able to buy them next year. I brought everything up from downstairs and everything down from upstairs, and now I'm packing the last Christmas box that I have upstairs. I won't be able to finish putting everything in these, but there is one more downstairs that I keep the tree decorations in, so hopefully I'll be able to fit everything else in there. All right, friends. We packed away 3 tubs of Christmas stuff. I got everything from every floor of the house. So I feel really accomplished right now. The only thing I have left is the tree, finding the tub to put the tree stuff and this stuff into, and taking some lights off of the back porch, and that's it. It was a super, super productive morning, and now I'm going to go get my protein shake. My protein powder is unfortunately situated, so this is me trying to forge to get it out as a cabinet. All right, all I do for my protein shake is fill this about 2/3 of the way up. This is a brand new container, so I have to open it. So I finished the other one yesterday that I had. Get this open. There we go. Now for this protein, this is Vital Proteins, the chocolate flavor with the collagen peptides. You use 2 scoops for a serving. Let me just throw this extra stuff away real quick. Get that back on there. And I like to add a little bit of this almond butter powder. Just a little bit. And then not that this needs this, but I usually use oat milk or almond milk for this. However, I'm doing a pantry challenge, so I'm out and I can't get any. So I'm using water, and I'm just adding a little bit of stevia to it, just to add a little bit of extra sweetness that the almond milk or oat milk would have added to it. Sometimes I add half a banana. I don't have any bananas right now, so we're just gonna do it just like that. It's fewer calories this way anyway, so that's the whole point of it too, is to help me thin down and lose some weight. Plus it tastes good. Alright, my chicken is thawing for dinner right here. I'm gonna have my first meal of the day. It's 11:10. I got all the Christmas decorations put away that I could this morning, and I'm gonna sit down and enjoy my breakfast. This is a few hours later. I'm getting lunch ready for Henry and myself, and I'll show you what I'm cooking. Here I have some sliced up shiitake mushrooms and some maitake mushrooms. They are cooking down, and I'm getting ready to liquid in them. After I did rinse them off in the sink to make sure they were clean. I added some Korean red chili flakes and some chives, freeze-dried chives to this. And then here I have 2 whole eggs and 3 egg whites, soy sauce, and mirin. And I just whisked that up. And I'm waiting for the mushrooms liquid to cook out. I know it may not look great, but it tastes great. So don't knock it till you try it. It's one of Henry's favorite meals. I've had a few questions of like, how do I get my kids to eat that kind of food? This is what I craved when I was pregnant with Henry. I craved kimchi stew, rice, salmon, mushrooms, and eggs. And I ate this all the time. And these were some of the first like complex meals that he received when he was eating. So he really, this is the kind of food that he started out with. So he likes it. That's just, my other kids took a little bit of convincing, but they like it too. They taste good. So now the liquid's all cooked out of these mushrooms. I'm going to turn it down because I have it rip roaring at like 9. I'm going to turn it down to 3.5. And give these a quick Granby. Put them in and just, I'm going to let them sit for a minute before I start messing with them. So this is, I am using my Hexclad today for the second time. This has been washed quite a few times and seasoned a little bit with some oil. That's what you're supposed to do on your first use of the Hexclad. And we're going to see how it works with the eggs today. It didn't like stick horribly to it the other day, but it didn't work very well for doing like Korean rolled omelet or anything like that. They do say that they season over time also, but today I didn't add any oil to the pan. And it does say that before you cook eggs, just to lightly coat the pan with some oil. So I'm breaking the rules. But so far it's not sticking, so that's great. Let's see how it goes. Alright, it did great. It's barely sticking at all. And I'll plate it up now. Because this was Henry's favorite, it was demolished and there was nothing left. This is what dinner looked like that night. Italian chicken, rice, and green beans. I want to thank you all for watching that video. I really appreciate you spending the day with me, and I look forward to spending more time with you in the future. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.